Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Wingman Wisdom. Thank you for joining me today. I am the RV Wingman, hopefully a little bit of a voice of reason and logic in a crazy and messed up world that we live in. I recently read a story that said that 50% of people that were surveyed said that they believe that the media, the news media, is lying to us. I don't believe that's true. I think more than 50% of us think that the media is lying to us. They tell us all kinds of things that are just simply not true. Between big corporations and big tech, we are fed all this stuff. Hopefully, like I said, I'm a voice of reason somewhere in the middle, reason and logic, because I think that people are better. They do better in life if they're a little bit balanced. Not saying that I'm perfect by any means. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Check this out. You remember ads like this? We were supposed to believe the experts. More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarettes. Are you kidding me? We're supposed to believe that? And today you look back and you go, oh, there's no way. Oh, yes, way. Yes, way. Here's another one. What was this? L&M. Frederick March says this is it. Just what the doctor ordered. We believe this. Not all of us, but many, many people believed it. Why? I mean, if they didn't believe it, why would they have doctors telling you how great smoking was for you? What have doctors told us recently that is good for us? We need to do it. I don't know. Just wondering. I'm just saying that over time, we do live in crazy, mixed up times, but it's been happening all along. So what's the point of the whole thing? I call it creeping normalcy. It's where things gradually, they change so gradually that over time you just wonder, how did we get here? Go back to the neighborhood, wherever you grew up. Remember your home and your yard where you used to play. Remember the neighbors. Remember the street. It's not like that anymore. Why? Because it changed, and it didn't change like that. It may appear it's shocking when you go back and look at it, but it was normal. Every one of those changes was normal. I think that for us today, what we are used to, and the reason there's so much division, is we are being pulled in so many different directions. We have got too many choices in everything. When we didn't have as many choices, I think we were happier. Think about it. You go to a restaurant. What if you have like 4 things to order on a menu? That's all they got. They got 4 things. Well, if you pick, it's pretty easy to pick one. Chicken fingers or a steak or whatever it is, the salad, the 4 things, that's all they got. You got a 25% chance of being happy and right because, well, 75% of your chances, your choices are going to be wrong. Now go to one of those fancy restaurants where they got a menu with 100 items on it. You think that's good? It may seem good, but when you start looking at it, it's like, God, pasta this way, pasta that way, this noodle, that noodle, and it's too much information. And when we do make our choice, we're not really happy with it. We're constantly wondering, did I order the right thing off the menu? And so you've got a 99% chance of being wrong, picking the wrong thing, instead of a 75% chance of picking the wrong thing. I believe that we have too many choices. Too many people are trying to get a piece of us and trying to influence us. That it was said by, I don't know who said it, but Lane Delker, my buddy here on YouTube, had reminded me that if you can find an RV that fits 80% of everything you're looking for, you probably ought to think about buying it because there is not a perfect RV. If you wait for the perfect RV at the perfect time for the perfect price, you ain't going to ever own an RV. You're not. So listen to those words, 80%. If an RV can check off, you can check off 80% of the boxes on your loves, on your must-haves on that RV, and it's a good RV and you can afford it, you might want to think about buying it. All right, so I had mentioned the other day about most people, you may think you're going to own your RV for a long time, and some of you have, but most, especially newbies, first-time RV owners, they don't own them for very long. 2, 3, 4 years later, the most about 4 years, people turn those RVs over, and that's why I say take your time when you buy one. You need to try to own it for as long as possible. So look ahead, project yourself out. Your needs today are not going to necessarily be your needs tomorrow. So let's look at some comments right now. Deborah says, everything is wrong today, Wingman. We're waking up to the reality that every institution and every industry has been lying to us since before I was even born, and I'm 68. We can no longer believe what the mainstream media tells us, nor can we trust Big Pharma, brought to you by And we can see that our own government, as she goes on. It says, Deborah, I believe that part of what you're saying is right. It is. It's easy to see all the crap that's going on around us and just say we're going to hell. And we probably are. But it's also evident, at least it is to me, that there are many good things going on. There are many good people. Maybe that we're quieter than most of the other people on the other side. There's a lot of good people out there. A lot of well-intentioned people. We're not perfect, but we have good values. At least I believe that we do. We need to look for the good in people, not just focus all the time on the negative, but it's hard to ignore some of the negative that's out there. Tom says, RV Wingman, do you have a list of reputable dealers around the country? No, Tom, I do not, and I will not. Well, why? Just give me a list and let me go to work. I work with the best dealers. I don't do that, and here's why. I work with the best dealers in the country, but the best people at those dealerships. I have personal relationships, personal contacts at the dealers I work with. If I just send you a link and say, go there, you don't know who's going to take care of you. I want my contact to take care of you. I don't get paid a commission, don't get paid a finder's fee. I know you will be taken care of if you work with my contact at the dealers. So I will never put together a list. I have dealers that I work with, and if you want to contact a great person at a great dealer, I will make that referral, that introduction. Again, you're not paying me a finder's fee. They're not paying me a finder's fee. I don't get a commission, but I do get a lot of pride when people say, thank you. Thank you. I finally found somebody that didn't want to rip my face off. All right, let's go on down and look at some more comments. We got Couple Science says, I totally agree to be sensitive to the ages of your kids when you buy an RV. I bought one when my son was 12 and he loved it, but I had to do a lot of repairs. By the time we could really get on the road, he was into his 13-year-old self. Wow. He just didn't want to hang out with us, with his mom and dad like he did before. I understand. I'm glad we did it. Couple Science, I think that everybody's like that. We got to a point when we were kids. Remember that? When our dads and our moms they were everything for us. Our dad was our hero until we were smarter than our dad. We change. Young people will change. That's why I say look ahead when you're buying an RV. You can't predict the future, but you will know certain things. You will know that your kids are going to change. They're going to become more independent. Thank God they will, because hopefully they'll have wings enough to fly away from the nest and be independent, responsible adults. But some other things are going to change too, that are inevitable. You're going to die. You're going to get old. You're going to fall apart. You want to RV, I believe. You want to RV when you're feeling good, when you can enjoy our country, when you can enjoy getting out and moving, going up and down the stairs and doing the things that it takes to RV and have a good, enjoyable, rich life. So time's running out for all of us. Look ahead. Understand there is a limited amount of time to make those memories, whether it's with your kids or your grandkids or just with your spouse, maybe just with you. Because there's a lot of people out there that are going, I have a lot of them that contact me that say, you know what, we have gotten up in age, we've loved RVing, we still RV, but we need to slow down and it's time to get out of the RV lifestyle. When that happens, I don't want you to have any regrets. I want you to have lived everything that you possibly can. And by waiting and looking at the menu, there's 100 different RVs and 1,000 different YouTube channels. I can't make up my mind. You got to turn out the noise. Try and turn out the noise. Yes, I encourage you to download my free RV report. Please. You can click to it down below, click the word more, opens up, click on the link, take you 1 minute and you'll be able to view and download my report. But take your time. Look ahead. Don't make an emotional decision. I have great dealers. I do, but there's a lot of great dealers out there. All right, let's see if we got any more. We got Rick says, and he's responding to Blaine, who had made another comment. He says, we had a motorhome since the kids were 8 to 11. Amazing memories. Then they were in high school. We bought a houseboat on Lake Mead for the last close memories with our kids before college, and likely will not come back home ever again. Lots of money was thrown away, like all toys, but I would do it all over again. To this day, the kids, 3, are in their mid-30s, and we still laugh and talk about the fun times we had on the mountain motorhome trips and on Lake Mead. Priceless. My wife and I still have a diesel pusher and travel several months a year. Guess where we go in the summer months to see those kids in the states where they live. They never left the college town states where they went to school. Shape your life how you want it. Don't let life shape you. Yes, RVing is expensive. Guess what? Living's pretty damned expensive. It is. And sooner than you want it to be, living is going to be over. I love that. Kids 8 to 11 years old. Some of my fondest memories, I'll bet some of your fondest memories were in that age group, 8 to 11, a little younger, a little older. I love growing up in the out of doors. I think that to not take kids and expose them to what we know is a mistake. We're robbing those children. We're robbing us. There's value in that. Value in spending the time with the people you love. Don't say the outdoors is fun. Let's go over here. Go over. You're going to love that mountain. You're going to see this. Don't do that. That's a way to for sure ruin somebody. If you take somebody to a restaurant and say, you're going to have the best strawberry pie you've ever eaten in your life. I'm telling you, this is the best strawberry pie ever. You know what? They will disagree with you. They will. And it may be the best strawberry pie ever. If you want somebody to go, wow, this is awesome, make it awesome. Set the stage for awesome. Let them go say, this place has got some pretty good desserts. Kind of lead them into, they taste a bite of that pie. They go, oh my God, this is the best strawberry pie I ever had. Really? Oh, it's great. You know what? You're right. I never thought of that. Now they bought into this and they love it. RVing is that way. Anything is that way. If you tell somebody, come on, I'm going to take you fishing. You're going to love it. Wrong. I did that with my wife. Ruined it. She hates fishing. Now, she likes to catch, but she doesn't like to fish. So what did I do? I'm such a smart guy. I let her fish with me all day long. Come on, you're going to start loving it. She didn't start loving it. She hated it more and more every minute. That's why she won't even go fishing with me. So, as they say, you can lead a horse to water, but make sure the horse is thirsty if you're going to lead them to water. That way they will willingly drink. What else have I got? Got any other comment? I got a lot of comments. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Angela, thank you for being a part of Wingman Wisdom. I just love you. You are such a voice of reason, and you bring up such good topics. She says, yes, the industry needs to make changes. Specifically, they need to be under the same standards as the car industry when it comes to building. If RV manufacturers are so confident in their brands, then why not be held to the same standards as the automotive industry? As a new RV owner, I would run to an RV manufacturer to buy an RV if they stated they follow the same standards as the automotive industry. What's wrong with a friendly competition? I hate to tell you this, Angela, but it will never happen. It's not going to happen. The automotive industry and the RV industry, they are two different. You cannot, I'm going to give you something. I could go on and on. First off, the automation, the RV manufacturers, all of them, they outsource so many parts from so many different places. They're moving down the road, bumping chuck holes, potholes, dirt roads, off-road, hitting curbs. You cannot possibly make an RV that is going to be bulletproof. You can't do it. You know what? You could. You just couldn't afford it, and you wouldn't have a vehicle big enough to tow it. So there are limitations. The RV industry does automate everything that they can, and they're getting better. They really are. Their weak spots that I see are they don't have many of them. Some of the brands have better staff than others, but the people that actually build the RVs don't have enough training, and they don't have enough pride in their job. Good enough. Good enough. Staple. They'll never see it. Good enough. That is not just in the RV industry. I'm telling you that pervades in every industry out there, from restaurants to auto mechanics. It's good enough. Just let her fly. I digress. So, Angela, I don't think that we will ever see the RV industry be the same standards as the automotive industry, but we can sure try, can't we? We can sure try. Anybody else? I highlighted a couple more. Let's do this one. Wingman, as I agree with most of your thoughts, I disagree with your statement that everybody has to buy the expensive RV or the best built. I did not say that. I did not say to buy the most expensive RV or the best built RV. The other part of that is what you can afford. Buy the best one for you, the best one that you can afford. Don't go buy a payment on a cheap crap new RV that's going to fall apart unless you can fix it. You know how to fix it? That's great. But buy the best that you can afford. For many people, the best is not a new RV. It's a used RV. Because a used RV, you don't have to realize the depreciation. Many of the bugs have been worked out if you buy an RV that's a year or two old, if the folks have used it. So you save on both ends and you get an experience. So, you know, I know that you disagree with me. I understand. I disagree with myself a lot too. Think about it. Everybody can't afford the best built or the most expensive. I've seen over my years of camping families having fun in units I thought would not make it out of the park, but it was their choice. I bought a Forest River Gray Wolf 4 years ago. Although it may be on the cheap end of RVs, it's held up well. As always, if you don't have some level of, I don't know, DIY, do-it-yourself skills, buying an RV, you may be setting yourself up for a big disappointment. To be a happy camper, you need to have a little bit of do-it-yourself skills, desire to learn a little bit, be able to access YouTube if you have something that's broken down, because most of the things that happen on an RV you are able to fix on your own. But if you don't have that, you can plan on your RV being in the shop, and I promise you it will probably be in the shop a whole lot longer than you want it to be. All right, so what else? I think that the important thing in today's video is for me to say that we have too many choices. We got to stop. We got to slow down at least. We got to realize we're not going to find the perfect anything. The perfect RV does not exist. Going back to what Lane Delker reminded me of. If you can check off 80% of the boxes on the RV that you want, that's probably a good RV to get if you can afford it. But don't expect a perfect RV. What I would encourage you to do is try to be the perfect RV buyer. What does that mean? You're educated, you're respectful, you want the best. You want the best price you can get, absolutely, but it's not just price. What you want is a good dealer experience. Before the sale, during the sale, after the sale, where you don't feel like they took advantage of you and they ripped your face off. All right, that's it for today's video. As I said, it was kind of all over the place, but I wanted to talk about RVs and give you some things to think about. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me that most people don't own their RVs for more than, 3 or 4 years? At least newbies don't. Do you think that the RV industry can ever rise to the quality of the automotive industry? I don't, but you might see that. You might think that they do. I want to hear from you. Please share Wingman wisdom. I hope that this channel, as I said, is a voice of reason between the exuberance of buying an RV and the harsh realities that sometimes it can be pretty crappy. Share it with on social media with your family and friends. Thank you for watching. Give it a big old thumbs up, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.